All right, good morning, boys and girls. Happy Friday. I'm super excited that you all made it through another week of NTI. This is your last lesson for this week. Today is day 15 of NTI, and Friday, April the 10th, and you guys can rock this day out, and I'm about to blow your minds today. You're just going to be so excited, and this is actually not a part of the module, but it's a lesson that I just love to throw in, and you're going to be like, what? So I'm going to go ahead and get started so we don't have a super long lesson today. So, okay. So the coordinate system, remember, get out your notebook and write these things down, okay? So the coordinate system actually has 4 quadrants. So you're like, what, Miss Grigsby, you're crazy. It's true. So what happens is when you all are in 5th grade, you only see this quadrant, and that's the one we've been working with, quadrant 1. So you all only see and work in this quadrant. Well, when you get into middle school and high school, you end up working with all 4 quadrants. I know, crazy, right? So what happens is the way that the quadrants are labeled is it goes counterclockwise. So, a clock goes like this, spins around. So it's actually opposite. That could help you remember. So it actually goes backwards. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. You might be like, Miss Grigsby, what's in the other quadrants? If we have a number line going this way, what do we know about this point right here? Yes, we know that it's called the origin. Yeah, and it's still 0, 0, 0, whatever you want that to be. And that is still called the origin. And so you are correct. You still start there, no matter what. And who can remember, we always travel on the, that's right, x-axis first. So now when you get a coordinate, when someone gives you a coordinate for a point, you can travel, remember, on the x-axis. So we've been going over constantly. That's where we go first. Or if it's 0, we would stay there. But we always are constantly traveling on that x. Well, now you can even travel to the left. So now you can travel, start at the origin. You could travel this way on the x or this way on the x, all right? And then you know what this axis is called. It's called the y-axis. And so after you've traveled on the x, whether you're going to the right or to the left, you can go up or you can even go down. So how cool is that? I know, it blows your mind. I'm so excited to teach you all this. So write these notes down in your notebook. If you need to pause the video, now's the time. By the way, that says 0, 0, by the way. 0, 0, the origin, still there. And remember, you all just see this when you're in elementary school. You all just see that quadrant right there, and it's always positive numbers. Guess what? We're going to be working with negative numbers today. I know, how exciting. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, get all of that copied, and then I have a page filled out, and we're going to talk about some coordinates and see if you can figure out what their, I have some points drawn, and I'm going to see if you can figure out what their coordinates are. It's going to involve negative numbers. Okay, pause the video, get all that written down. Okay, so now that you have, okay, so I wrote Miss Grigsby's favorite lesson on the top because this is my favorite lesson. I love teaching you all things that go beyond your grade level because it's going to be important and it's something that you could already know and it's too easy not to learn already. So I'm super excited. Okay, so what's going to happen here is we still have our x-axis and we still have our y-axis and they are still intersecting perpendicularly. They form right angles, okay? We still have this same, still 0, 0, and it's our origin. And now you already know how to number these two right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to go up. Now, I'm going to write these numbers on this side because I'm actually going to put numbers up here and numbers over here so that our numbers are on the same side of the hash marks so that it's nice and organized. So you might be like, why are you writing them over there? Remember, you all just work with this, but I'm going to write some numbers over here as well. So I don't want numbers on the same side so that they look scrunched together. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, ask yourself, on a number line, if this is 0 and this is 1, 2, 3, what would be this way? What would be, yes, it's negative, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. How exciting is this? 7, -8, -9, -10. And yes, you can copy this down in your notebook. If you want to pause this right now, you are more than welcome. You can also keep watching. You don't have to draw this whole thing, but in a second, I'm going to let you pause. Now we're going to write all the coordinates for these points, okay? So exciting. All right, so let's keep going. So again, here's a number line. Here's a number line for the y-axis. This way goes positive. What would go this way? Yes, 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 negative. Okay, so we have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. Okay, so now we are all set up. We have our 4 quadrants. What quadrant is this? That's right, quadrant 1. Quadrant 1. Remember, I'm going to go counterclockwise. So this is quadrant 2. Very good. This will be quadrant 3, and this will be quadrant 4. Very good. Okay. So something that they might also show you is this x coordinate and y coordinate are both going to be positive numbers. If I am going this way, my x coordinate is going to be a negative, while my y coordinate is going to be a positive, because I would be going over and up if I had a point in this quadrant. If I have a point down here, I'd be going negative on the x and negative down on the y. So this is going to be a negative, negative. See the opposite? Positive, positive, negative, negative. Here, if I start here, if I have a point down here, I'm going to be traveling on the x, which is going to be a positive number, and down on the y. So it's going to be a positive, comma, negative. Something else you can write in your notebook. Okay? You should have 2 positive numbers here. So 5, 3, 2, 4. Here, you're going to have a negative with a positive. -2, 4. -6, positive 5. Okay? Here, you would have a negative and a negative. -1, -2. -5, -4. Okay? Here, you're going to have a positive number with a negative. So you're going to have 6, -2 or 4, -1. All right? And I'll show you here in just a second. Make sure you pause the video and get those written down, negative and positive. Okay? All right, here we go. I'm so excited. So I'm going to do A and B for you, and then I'm going to let you try and do C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, okay? So we're going to find point A. It's all the way over here. So where do we always start? We start at the origin. Yes, yes, yes. And then we always travel on which axis first? The X. That's right. So we can't go this way for the A because it's all the way over here. So we're actually traveling to the negative numbers on the X. And it's actually at -6 there. So our x coordinate for A is -6. And then we're going down on the y. See, we got to travel. It's at -6 for the x. Travel along the y, going down. And A is actually all the way at -10. So if you remember, quadrant 3 is a negative negative. So A is -6, -10. Remember, we always travel on the x-axis first, okay? Remember, unless they tell you to start somewhere else, which that was what if you had like a compass and stuff on the side, north, south, east, and west, or like a neighborhood, and you have to travel from the school to the library, move 2 blocks south. You're not there right now, okay? All right, let's look at letter B. Point B. All right, so I'm going to find point B. It's all the way over here, okay? So we always start at the origin. That's right. And which axis do we travel on first? That's right, the x-axis. So I've got to travel left or right first. Remember, in your world, in your real world, in your 5th grade world, you're only here. So we always travel over, up, unless we're at 0, up. But so we're traveling on the x-axis all the way over till we get to the B, and that is at 9. So if you notice my B down here, the x coordinate is 9. And then I'm traveling down, 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 down the y-axis, and that is actually at -10. So our B coordinate is 9, -10. And if you remember, quadrant 4 had a positive and a negative. +9, -10. All right, I'm going to let you try. Pause the video and see if you can write the coordinates for point C, D. Here's C, here's D, E and F. Here's E, here's F, G, H, and I. Okay, pause the video and see if you can get it. Remember, start at the origin, travel on the X first, then up or down for the Y. You can do it. Go. Okay, cool. I hope you're excited. All right, here we go. We're going to do point C right now. So for point C, I'm going to start at the origin, and it is right here. So I am traveling on the x-axis first, all the way over to -10. Check your work. And then I'm going down on the y-axis to -2. So C was -10, -2. All right, for letter D, always starting on the origin, traveling on the X first. So letter D is point D. Apologize for saying that. It is point D. Let me be very specific. Not letter D, point D. Okay, so I'm traveling on the X, and I have to go over this way because D is all the way over here. So D is at -10. And then I'm traveling up the y-axis all the way to +7. So D is -10, 7. Okay? All right, let's try letter E. So here's letter E right here. So we always start at the origin, and we're going to travel on the x-axis first. So we're either sliding right or sliding left to where we're right above that point. And if you notice, point E is at -2. Okay, so -2 for the x. And then we're going to go down, down, down the y-axis. Point E is at -6. So for point E, you should have gotten -2, -6. All right, let's look at letter F. Excuse me again. Point F. Oh, okay. Oh, and what do you know about this one? These are the quadrant that you all have been working in. So we know this one's going to be a positive, positive. So just, acting like we have our old coordinate grid there. Starting at the origin, F, x-axis first, we have 6, comma, up on the y would be 1. So x coordinate of 6, y of 1. So F was 6, 1. All right, let's look at letter G. Oh, you all, I am about to smack my own hand or something. Okay, point G. Start at the origin, and we travel on the x-axis first. So here's our point G. I said it right then. Point G. So I'm traveling over on the x-axis till I get to that G, and it is going to be -5. And then I'm traveling up the y-axis to 4, +4. So point G is -5, 4. All right, let's look at letter H. So H, oh, that's in the quadrant that you all know, Quadrant 1. So we start at the origin on the x-axis first. Looks like it's right above the 7. And then so we have an x coordinate of 7 all the way up to 8 for the y coordinates. We have for H, we have 7, 8. And then for I, let's find I. Oh, all the way down here. All right, so we're going to start at the origin, travel on the x-axis first. So we're going to, so here's my I right down here. So we're traveling on the x, looks like it's at right below the x coordinate of 3. And then we're going down the y-axis, down the y, down the y, down the y, all the way to -9. All right, check your work. I hope you all enjoyed this lesson today. That's all I got. It was just sort of an extra lesson thrown in there. You do have 4 quadrants assessment Google form to work on next. Get it complete and submit when you're finished. All right, guys, have a great day. See you later.